Confusing topic alert. We're talking taxes and Social Security today, specifically how your Social Security can be taxed in retirement. Stick around. Hi, I'm Antonio Sabella with Vision Wealth Management. Welcome to the latest video. We are talking Social Security taxation. How do they figure that out? How is it taxed? Will your Social Security be taxed? We'll get into it. Here we go. First off, it doesn't seem right that you've been paying this FICA guy for years, right? Out of the paycheck, there's the line item. Now it's time to draw money out of the system and it can still be taxed. Doesn't matter if it doesn't seem right. That's the way it is. Social Security is taxable if you have a certain amount of income. To make it a little more confusing, it goes off of your combined income. Combined income is a specific calculation. We'll get into that in a minute. To answer the top question, when is it taxed? Today, 2022, if you are a married couple filing jointly and you have less than $32,000 of combined income, no tax on the Social Security, not subject to tax. Once you cross above $32,000, it starts to become taxed at 50%. Now that doesn't mean you pay 50% of your check in tax. That means 50% of the amount of your check is subject to tax. And then the top level, if you're married filing joint, north of $44,000 in combined income, 85% of your check is taxable. Again, they're not taking 85% of your Social Security check, but they're going to take an 85% figure and tax it. So you'll pay taxes on that portion. 15% will still be tax-free. The numbers are lower if you're single, 0 to 25,000, not subject to tax. 25 to 32,000, 50% taxable. Above 32,000, 85% taxable. So we now know that it can be taxed and at what levels. The question is, how do they figure out what those levels are? So combined income, you start with your adjusted gross income, your AGI, from your tax return. Add on top of that 50% of your Social Security benefit and your sources of non-taxable income. That's where they really get you. Because say, for example, you've got municipal bonds and you say, oh, they're tax-free. Well, they are tax-free from federal income tax. When it comes time to calculate your combined income, they're going to add back some of those additional sources. The reason I point that out is to say this. It's pretty rare, unless all you have is Social Security, you don't have very much in assets, you're not earning any other money. It's pretty rare to not have any of it taxable, your Social Security check that is, because those thresholds are pretty low, and if you've got things coming from a few different places, you're probably going to cross into where some of your Social Security check is taxable. Because of that, it's not a great strategy to figure out how to get the income low enough just to avoid having your Social Security check taxable. There are not a whole lot of levers to pull there to improve the situation. There are other things you can do in other places to hopefully lower your tax liability through things like Roth conversions, etc. But when it comes to combined income, how it's calculated and whether your Social Security check will be taxed, for most people, for the majority of people, they're paying some tax on that Social Security amount because those thresholds, again, are very low. They were started many years ago. They have not been changed. And as a result, that's just where we're at. So that's the scoop. Almost unheard of not to pay any taxes on your Social Security. Unfortunately, that's the way it works. You have to be below the combined income thresholds that we talked about in this video to do it. If you're above that, some of that money is just going to be subject to tax. And that's the way that it is. I hope you learned something today. Thanks for being here, and I'll see you soon.